Welcome to Let Go and Leap Forward, the goal setting workshop that I curated in order for us to live our best freaking lives for the next year, couple of months, whatever feels comfortable for you to be able to set some goals today. So, whether that's 3 months, 6 months, or a year, I would recommend getting into the headspace of what you want to manifest for the next couple of months. So the agenda today is I'll go over the rules briefly. We'll have a little introduction. We're obviously going to do some tapping. There's going to be a lot of journaling, and then we're going to be tapping in this new reality that we are stepping into. So the rules are no distractions, stay hydrated, take lots of notes, and we're going to start by lighting a candle. Not just yet, just wait for the prompt, but it's just a nice visualization of us melting away all of the things that we're letting go of and stepping away from. So if you don't know me, my name is Sinead. I'm a passionate person. I love helping people create positive change in their lives by being radically honest with themselves. I believe we all have the power to live our dream lives if we could just get out of our own way. So today we're going to be dropping all those bad habits and getting out of our way and stepping into this new version of ourselves. So I'm super excited, and I'm going to be doing this with you because I also want to be stepping into this new version of myself. So it's time to let go. We need to stop worrying about the things that we need to add into our lives, and let's consider the things we are letting go of. People want to add all these like New Year's resolutions and new habits and all of these things, but instead, like we don't make space for them. So we need to make space by dropping the old shit that's holding us back so that we can let go of this old version of ourselves and step in and make space for the person that we're becoming. So let's start. So light your candle, and as the wax melts away throughout this hour, hour and a half, so does all the bullshit that's been holding you back. We're going to do a tapping on releasing and letting go as we watch the candle flicker. As the candle melts away, so do your limiting beliefs and the bad habits that have been jeopardizing your true potential. When we continue to drag the past with us, we stay in that limiting frequency. So we need to drop that right now with this tapping. It is time to let it all go. So let's start tapping now. The premise of this tapping is to let go of what no longer serves me. So if this is your first time tapping, we're going to start tapping on the side of the hand. And this is going to be the release point, what we're letting go of. And please feel free to change the language as you see fit. And then after that, we're going to take a big breath in. We're going to hold at the top. We're going to release. We're going to breathe out all of those things that we're letting go of. And then we're going to do a short tapping and tap on the top of the head. I'm going to say something, and then you're going to say something. And then top of the eyebrow, temple area, under your eyes, under your nose, under your mouth, your clavicle area, under your arm, under your armpit area, and then your wrists. And that's considered a full round of tapping. So I'm going to say something and I'll be tapping on my head, and then you repeat it back. And then I'm going to move to the top of my eyebrow. I'm going to say something, you repeat it back, and then we move to the temple and so on. So that is how we go through the rounds of tapping. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Kind of get comfortable in your chair, shake it out a little bit, shake off all of this energy that you're bringing in, and let's just get centered into this new era and this new energy that we're calling in right now. So let's take a big breath in, hold at the top, and release. And let's start tapping on the side of the hand. I am dropping what no longer serves me. I'm letting go of past habits, past limiting beliefs, and past ideas that are holding me back. I am stepping into a new version of myself by making more space. I'm dropping these old bad habits today because I realize how much pain they bring me. They bring me emotional pain, and it adds no value to my life. It does not serve me. So I'm letting this go today. I'm ready for this new version of myself. I'm ready to step into this new reality by dropping all of these things that have been holding me back. And even though I find comfort in these old habits, even though I know my brain is trying to keep me in my comfort zone, it's trying to keep me safe, I forgive myself because I know I have so much more potential. And I'm giving myself compassion and grace, even if I stumble into this new reality that I am creating. Okay, so we'll stop tapping on the side of the hand. We'll take a big breath in, hold at the top, and release. I'm going to take a sip of water. I would recommend you do the same. It's really important to stay hydrated during tapping sessions because it is energy work and we are flushing this emotions and energy all through our bodies. So please stay hydrated throughout this program and throughout the day. And if you're ready, we can start tapping on the top of the head. And like I said, I will say something, you repeat it back, and then you're going to move to the next point. So let's do it. Top of the head, here we go. I am dropping all of the bad habits that I've been holding on to. Top of the eyebrow, I'm dropping all the limiting beliefs that have been holding me back. Temples, I no longer want to be this version of myself. Under the eye, I'm ready to step in to this new amazing version of myself. Under the nose, and it's as simple as dropping a few bad habits. Under the mouth, and I love how simple that thought is. Clavicle, that I actually just have to remove some things that I do. Under the arm, I just have to eliminate these bad habits. And your wrists, so that I can make way for new ones. And back to the top of the head. I'm making space for this new version of myself. Top of the eyes. I'm making space for the best version of myself. Temples. I'm making space from the favorite version of myself. Under the eye. And I love this person that I'm stepping into. Under the nose. This person that I am becoming is so powerful. Under the mouth. This person that I'm becoming is following her dreams. Clavicle. This person that I'm becoming, I am so proud of. Under the arm. This person that I'm becoming is my full potential. Wrist. This person that I'm becoming is beyond my full potential. Top of the head, because I had no idea how much potential was in my tiny little finger. Eyebrow. I'm so proud of the person that I'm becoming. Temple. I'm so excited about this person that I'm creating. Under the eye. I'm so excited about stepping into this new version of myself. Under the nose. And all I have to do is eliminate a few bad habits. Under the mouth. I'm so excited to be this version of myself, and I'm so proud. Clavicle. And I'm ready to step into this version right freaking now. Under the arm. And I know that it's easy. I just have to be consistent. And your wrist. And so it is. Yay! Okay, so take a big breath in. Hold at the top. And release all of those bad habits you were thinking of. All of those limiting beliefs, all of those things that no longer serve you. Get out of here. You are no longer part of my reality. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? So right now, you're going to grab your pen and paper and you're going to separate the page or use different pages, whatever you feel is good for you. And you're going to break them up into the following categories. You're going to break them up into your physical body, your emotional well-being, your relationships, work and purpose, money, and spirituality. So I'll give you time to do that now. I'm going to set an alarm for each of these journal prompts. So starting now, we're going to do 3 minutes, and under each category, you're going to write your dream situation that you want to create for your life. And I would just kind of keep it short and sweet because we only have a little bit of time. But yeah, I would just write down what your dream situation is, maybe in 2 to 3 sentences, and take like the moment to really think about it and really curate the perfect sentence for this. All right, so we're going to get started right now. So your physical body, what does that look like for you? What about your emotional well-being? How about relationships? How are your relationships? Are you in a romantic relationship? Are you considering your relationships with your friends? What about your family? And your work and your purpose, what does that look like for you? For money, how much money do you have in the bank? Are you looking to save money? Are you saving money for something? And what about your spirituality? Do you have a practice that you do every single morning? Do you honor somebody, a God, the universe, source? Are you writing your dreams down? All right, 40 seconds. Fifteen seconds. That's it. Okay. So now that you've written down your dream situation that you want to create for your life, we're going to move on to we're going to continue journaling on each of these topics. And after you've written down your dream situation, now you're going to write down what is holding you back and preventing you from achieving these dreams. So, for an example, under money, you could be saying that like buying the expensive coffee every day is what's holding you back. So for this one, we're going to do this one quicker. We're going to do this in 2 minutes. And you're going to just write down quickly under each one, for physical body, is it laziness? Is it not waking up early in the morning? For emotional well-being, is it not doing your self-care habits? For relationships, is it you not putting yourself out there? So just kind of be quick. Actually, I'll give you a minute to do it. So, okay, that's unfair. I'll do 2 minutes. Okay, and get started now. All right, 40 seconds. Be really honest with yourself. Be really real. These are the things that we need to look at. We need to be taking radical responsibility for how we're showing up in our lives right now. All right, 10 more seconds. There it is. Okay. So I hope you were radically honest with yourself and about where you're at and what you how you're holding yourself back. Okay. So now we need to place a pain point around these reasons we just wrote down. So example, this expensive coffee that you've been drinking every day that's keeping you away from you potentially saving money. So this expensive coffee is actually trash coffee. Only lazy drug addicts need to stop at Starbucks every day for their fix. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's the whole point. We need to give a pain point to this identity that you are holding on to, this bad habit that is holding you back from your, money goals or your physical goals or your work goals. So you need to give a pain point around this and an identity. So like only basic bitch drug addicts go to Starbucks. And this is, a harsh example, but we're trying to change the identity around this habit. So for instance, one of my things that I wrote down was not waking up early enough to be able to go to the gym. I'm waking up when I feel like it, which is, to be honest, not keeping myself accountable. And it's like, I'm feeling lazy. It's like, okay, well, you're being a lazy person by waking up whenever you feel like it, not by waking up in a moment. Like you need to be more organized and ambitious. And you're not ambitious if you're going to wake up when you feel like it, or continue to hit snooze for fucking 45 minutes. So for me, it's like it's a feeling of laziness when I sleep in or when I don't wake up to my alarm. So that was my example for my physical body, is that I want to be able to wake up and enjoy the gym and not feel like I'm rushing, or if a machine's being used, I have the time to wait for the machine to be used, or I could stretch or do something else instead of sitting on my phone. So it's important to put like a pain point around this thing that we're trying to drop. Because if we don't, if we're just like, oh, I'm just not going to do that, or we're just writing down these things that we think that we're going to change in like a to-do list, it's not powerful enough for us to make those changes. So that is what I want you to do for the next. We'll do 3 minutes for this one because I think it'll take a little bit of constructive and creative thinking to put together like the pain point that's coming from this thing that's holding you back. So if we were to go back again, yeah, so what is holding you back from the dream situation, right? You're writing down the things that are preventing you from achieving these dreams. And so who is this person that's preventing you? This lazy drug addict that needs to go to Starbucks every day, that like can't afford to go to Starbucks every day, but it's doing it anyway because, she's a friggin' basic bitch. No offense, but it's just an example. But that's the pain that we're talking about here. So let's get into it. Let's write down a sentence that makes it really harsh for you to go back to do that habit. And we're going to start 3 minutes on the clock right now. For my emotional well-being one, I was like, only depressed losers don't take care of their mental health. It's more than true. If you're a competitive person, it's a really good idea to use that competitive edge to your advantage too, you know? All right, you have 20 seconds. All right, time is up. All right, let's move on to the next thing. I hope that helped. I hope that you got some really good pain points in there. Okay, so now that we've done that section, on another page, on two separate pages, you're going to write down all the emotions you feel in a week, the positive emotions on the left and the negative emotions on the right. And we're going to do that first. We'll give ourselves like a minute to write down that. And then after that, you're going to write down what you complain about most often. So on a separate page, you're going to write down all the emotions you feel in a week. So the positive emotions on the left, negative emotions on the right. So let's start there, and I'm going to start the timer. We're only going to take about a minute to do this. So it starts now. And so, like, do you feel mostly happy? Are you irritated? Do you feel joy and playfulness, or are you disgruntled? You can feel a slew of emotions. You can feel every single emotion in the world throughout the week. But what emotions do you feel most often? You have 30 seconds. And then after this, we're going to write down what we complain about the most. But I hope we have a good list of emotions there. 10 more seconds. Okay. Now we're going to spend a minute and you're going to write down what you complain about most often. What do you complain about most often? And we're going to do a minute on that. A lot of the times I find that I am complaining about the news. And so I decided to stop paying attention to the news so much, especially about things I cannot control. I had a friend who was talking to me about Elon Musk and all of his children, and I was like, honestly, that is information I don't need to know about. I don't need to know about the history of Elon Musk anymore. I know far too much about this person, and I could complain about him, I could complain about the news, but I can't change any of that. I am not an American citizen. I cannot vote in America. So why am I putting any energy into something that I literally can't have no control over or can't do anything about? And why do I know all of this information about these celebrities that I do not care about, you know? So it's easy to complain about the news and what's happening in the world right now. Okay, a minute is up. I hope you wrote all of that stuff down. Next. So this is where the focus, what I was just talking about, comes into play. What we focus on is what our life becomes. Are we going to focus on the rain or on the rainbow? If you are obsessing about something you cannot change, then you are wasting your life. So let's not waste our life anymore. What do you focus on that you cannot control or influence? So for instance, the children of Elon Musk. And how can you change that? By focusing on what you can control. For me, not buying Teslas. So these are the things that I'm talking about when it comes to, this is a big part of like your mental health and your mental well-being too, right? So what do you focus on that you cannot control or influence? I want you to write that down, and we'll spend a minute on doing that. And then after that, we're going to change that by focusing on what you can control. So let's spend a minute right now. What do you focus on that you cannot control or influence? And be radically honest with yourself, So what are you like obsessing or ruminating about that you cannot control or influence? And how can you change that by focusing on what you can control? Maybe there's somebody in your work that is miserable all the time, and you're like, you know what, when being around them makes me miserable. Well, why don't you focus on what you can control, which is your own attitude, and being like, hey, I'm not going to let this person make me miserable anymore. I'm going to flip the script. And I'm just gonna be so annoyingly happy that I'm just gonna hopefully rub off on them. And if not, so be it. At least I get to be happy and they can continue to be miserable. And now we're gonna do the how can you change that by focusing on what you can control. So how are we gonna change that attitude? How are we gonna change that mindset? All right, 40 seconds. And it's such an easy, well, I'm saying it's easy as I've done this work before, but it's easy to get carried away, but it's also easy to catch yourself and to change that narrative, to change that focus immediately. When you're like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about Elon Musk and his millions of children again, like what can I focus on? Oh, I can focus on exactly what's in front of me, or the great coffee I just had, or the person I just smiled at, or, anything, freaking anything else, really. So, how can you change whatever you cannot control by focusing on what you can control? All right, that's been a minute. I'll give you an extra couple seconds here, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, so when we're making these big shifts in our lives, when we're ready to like drop old habits, step into this new version of ourselves, it's really important to take stock of the environment that is around us. Your environment matters so much. And if it's cluttered, you're cluttered. So are you holding on to things that don't energetically serve you anymore? And if you are, get rid of it. Delete emails, unsubscribe from email lists, unsubscribe from anything that you're paying for monthly that does not serve you, unsubscribe from all the things that are taking away from your dream life. So I would recommend cleaning your room, throwing out old makeup, old clothes, old socks, old underwear, clean your closet, let go of everything in your space that's not going to bring you to the next level. If you're looking at the next version of yourself, or are you like, this person would not have X, Y, and Z, throw it out immediately. Get rid of it. I used to be such a hoarder back in my 20s because I was like, oh, things come back around, things come back around. And I would hold on to things and then I would look at them and be like, well, that's like from 2 years ago. That's a completely different version of myself. And I don't understand why I hold on to anything anymore. And then when I started getting rid of things and being more I guess, not intelligent, what's the word that I'm looking for? More intentional with the things that I was bringing into my environment, whether if they sparked immense amounts of joy, bring it in. If it was more of like yeah, that's nice, then absolutely not. You're not coming into my environment or my space. Get out of here. If it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. That's how I feel about that. All right. So you know, just like you have things, you also have people in your environment. So you are the average of the 5 people you spend your time with. So are these people sparking joy in your life? Are they uplifting you? Are they inspirational? This includes the shows you watch, the content you consume, the podcasts you listen to. This is like if you're every day watching, Gary Vee or Alex Hormozy or these influential like social media people because you're in that environment, like you're going to be inspired by them and you're going to be wanting to be like them. But if you're like listening to depressing music every day and you wonder why you're sad, like the music that you're listening to, dude. It's really that simple. So, who in your life do you maybe need to let go of? And if you don't want to let go of them, what traits or things do you do together that no longer serve the next version of yourself? And it's like so scary to think like you might have to drop people from your life. And you don't have to say like we're breaking up or I've moved on, I've elevated. You could just simply step back a little bit or do different things. You could simply just say, hey, I don't like to gossip anymore. Can we talk about anything else other than that? I want to talk about the future and the things I'm excited about and what inspires me. So I think we'll take a moment right now. We'll take 3 minutes, and you're going to write down everything in your environment that needs a deep clean. So whether that's your closet, maybe it's even the inside of your car, maybe it's your kitchen, maybe you have seasonings at the back of your cupboard that you're like, I don't even know why I bought this. So what do you need to purge? Who do you need to purge? What shows do you need to get rid of? What email lists do you need to unsubscribe from? I'm going to do a 3 minute countdown right now, and we're going to write down everything that needs to go. This is the moment where you're letting go of the things that no longer serve you in your life. When I was at the beginning stages of eliminating alcohol from my diet, and quitting drinking, I had to unfollow Chelsea Handler. Even though I love her, I think she's hilarious. I love what she's about. She talks a lot about drinking and that she drinks vodka all the time. And I, you know, somewhat looked up to her, and I was like, you know what? If she could drink, I can drink. If she can keep it together, I can keep it together. And it's like, no, we are two completely different people. Alcohol does not serve you. It is not good for you. So I actually had to unfollow her for a long time. I don't even know if I follow her now. But I unfollowed her because she was ruining that goal of mine by illuminating the fact that she could drink and that she was a good drinker. And for some reason, I was inspired by that. So those are the things we're talking about. Like, are you following people online that you are looking up to, but they actually don't live the kind of life that you want, or they're promoting things that actually don't align with your new values? And yeah, maybe there are people in your life right now that you love and respect and you want to keep in your life, but for some reason, all you guys do is go shopping and you don't want to spend money right now. There's nothing wrong with setting a boundary and being like, hey, right now I'm trying to save money, so I don't want to go shopping anymore, but maybe we can do something else, like go thrifting or take a sewing class and learn how to redo the clothes that we already have, or maybe we can do a clothing swap. But right now, like this is the boundary that I'm setting, and this is the environment that I want to curate, and going shopping every weekend with you is just not conducive to me saving money or spending my time wisely. All right, 30 more seconds. And next, we're going to start talking about our next level. Now that we've kind of found the pain points in our life, we're curating the best environment for our next level. All right, that's 3 minutes. All right, I think we should like stand up and do a little shakeout right now. We've been sitting for a little bit. So maybe stand up and do a little shakeout, shake out all of that stuff, all of those emotions, all of those things that you're going to have to get rid of. Woo! Okay. Amazing. All right, let's go to the next thing. Calling in our next version, our next level, the next person that we are becoming. And it's as simple as choosing to be this person. Oh, turn that off. So we're calling in the next version of ourselves. So let's just take a moment. Let's just marinate in this thought for a second. How does this person walk? How does this person talk? What does this person feel like on the inside? Are they joyous, playful, confident? Are they stoic and wise and intelligent? How does this person show up? How does this person stand? How does this person walk into a room? What does it feel like to step into this next version of yourself? Now that you've let go all of the things that have been holding you back, who is this next version? All right, next slide. So it's not that we need to, snap our fingers and all of a sudden we're this next version of ourselves. Obviously, we need to take baby steps to slowly creep into this new reality, because slow and steady does win the race. You marinate in these little tasks that you do, and you slowly build up and you slowly become this person until all of a sudden you look back and you're like, oh, well, that was fast. So what little tasks can you do today to step into that next version of yourself? What is something small that you can do today or tomorrow? Is it joining the yoga studio? Is it drinking more water? Something small and simple that you can put into your Google Calendar or whatever you use, maybe in your notes. And you have to write down why this is a must. So how will this help you reach the next version of yourself? Similar to how we had the pain point of only freaking basic bitches and drug addicts drink Starbucks. Now we're going to say, well, only the most nourished, highly intelligent people drink more water so that they can have better skin, better gut health, feel satiated. So what are the little baby steps that you're going to take in order to step into this new version of yourself? So I'm going to put 3 minutes on the timer here, and you're going to go back to those notes that you had made about your physical body, your emotional well-being, your relationships, your work and purpose, your money, and your spirituality. And you're going to write little tasks that you can do today and tomorrow and the next day so that you can step into this version of yourself. All right, 3 minutes on the clock right now. So for physical body, maybe it's joining the gym. Maybe it's going for a walk every night and after dinner. Or sorry, every morning and then every night after dinner. Maybe for your emotional well-being, you're just going to do a gratitude practice every morning. Just writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. Maybe for relationships, you're going to call somebody you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe for work and purpose, what's one small thing? You can just do, like they say, eat the frog every morning, and you're just going to do the hardest thing that you've been putting off and just do that every morning so you don't have to feel anxious about it all day. Maybe you hate writing emails and you're like, well, that's the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to write these emails, and I'm going to do them first thing in the morning. And that's going to be me feeling confident and productive and getting something done, getting something horrible done first thing. Maybe for money, you're going to set up a new savings account. Maybe you're going to finally transfer money from one account to another. Maybe you're finally going to open up that retirement plan or call a financial advisor. Maybe you start listening to money podcasts. For spirituality, maybe it's as simple as writing your dreams down every morning or praying, like a simple prayer. Maybe your emotional well-being and your spirituality are tied, and that gratitude practice is what you do for both, Maybe you start listening to more spiritual music, or you are like, I promise to meditate for 5 minutes a day. Maybe you get a meditation app. So what are these little things that we do or that we can stack on top of one another in order to become the best version of ourselves? And why is it a must? Why is it a must? You must write that gratitude practice because it gets you closer to God. It makes you happier. You feel good first thing in the morning. You join the gym because that's how you're going to get the sweet bod. That's also for your emotional well-being. That's how you're going to make your brain happy. Why is it a must? All right, 3 minutes is up. We'll do 1 extra minute here for the musts. It is a must. You need this to happen or else. If you don't do this, then you become that basic bitch. If you don't do this, then you'll never be able to afford the vacation. If you don't do this, then you'll never be able to afford retirement. If you don't do this, then you'll never get closer to God. If you don't do this, then you'll never feel confident in your body. Why is it a must? I must because 20 seconds. Making it a must means that there is no excuses. All right. Amazing. So proud of you for getting through all of this. This is a lot of journaling. This is a lot of self-reflection. All right, let's move on to the next one. So pick a few big shifts that you want to make this year. Write them down along with the reason why they must happen. So example, I need to let go of my 9-to-5 job because it no longer feels aligned. I feel suffocated, and if I stay here, I will never have the dream life I desperately crave. I will end up being depressed and jaded in 30 years when I realize I wasted my life working for some corporate jerkface who didn't care about me at all. So again, the pain point, the drama, like this is the time to be dramatic. Like this is it, this is why we need to make our life changes because it's so painful. If we don't do this, then we will not change. So again, another 3 minutes on the clock. You're going to go through each of those points again, and we're kind of cleaning up the language that we just did in these last journaling prompts. So these are the big shifts. So your physical body, your emotional well-being, your relationships, your work, your money, your spirituality. Pick a few, I would say let's just go with 3 shifts right now. We'll have a minute for each one. If you can write more, that's great. And we're doing 3 minutes on the clock right now. So what is the most important ones that you need to shift right now? And like I said, your physical body and your emotional well-being, like joining the gym or going for that walk every morning, like those are things that go hand in hand, And it's like, I need to walk and go to the gym every single morning because my mental health depends on it. And if I don't do it, then I spiral out of control and everything in my life falls apart. That's me. That's my pain point. Like if I don't work out every single day, yes, the benefits are having like a strong, healthy body, but it's mostly for my mental health. Like my brain just goes a mile a minute. And when I get to work out and train, it's like my brain is no longer there. It's physically in the moment. I'm lifting weights. I'm in my body. I am present. It's like my meditation. It keeps me grounded. It makes me feel like I did something really difficult at the beginning of the day. And if I can do that, then I can do anything. So yeah, if you could do a big shift that conquers 2 goals, you're crushing it. Maybe for your work and money, maybe that goes hand in hand. Everything has to have a must. Why must this change happen? because there's always a consequence to every action, positive or negative. Maybe your relationships and spirituality can be one too. You know, being able to pour yourself with so much love from your spiritual practice that you're able to pour into other relationships without feeling like you have been depleted, you know? You're overflowing with love. And it's a must because it makes you feel so freaking good to be part of a community and to have friends that you can lean on or have a loving relationship. 5 more seconds. All right, that's it. Amazing. Okay, so let's take some water right now. Let's drink our water. Staying hydrated. All right. Tapping time. We are going to be tapping in to this next version of ourselves. And we're not going to start tapping on the side of the hand. We're just going to go straight into the head and the body points because we've talked about all this shit already, and we're putting that in the past. There's no need to bring any of that with us in the future. And we're just going to sit and marinate in this best version of ourselves. And I am not going to speak for a few of the tapping points because I want you to be able to fill in the gaps. So I'm going to tap on the physical body and I'm going to say, my physical body feels like, and you're going to say all of the things that your physical body feels like right in the future, right tomorrow, or right freaking now. And then I'm going to say, you know, my emotional well-being is, and you're going to fill in the gaps and you're going to fill in that space with what you're tapping into, what you're bringing in and calling into your life. So really just calling in this future version of ourselves and tapping into this highest potential that you are fully capable of tapping into. So let's do it. Let's take a big breath in, holding at the top and releasing. Shake it out a little bit, shake it out a little bit. All right, awesome. Let's start tapping on the top of the head. It feels so good to have a clear vision. Top of the eye. It feels so crystal clear. Temples. It feels so within reach. Under the eye. My vision is coming to life. Under the nose. I have a clear vision of who I am becoming. Under the mouth. And I am so excited to embody this person. Clavicle. I'm so excited to be the highest version of myself. Under the arm. And to feel so freaking proud of how far I've come. And your wrist. I am proud of the person that I am becoming. And a new round on the top of the head. This new version of myself that I'm calling in is incredible and strong, is smart and intelligent. This person that I am calling in is exactly who I'm supposed to be. Is exactly the person I'm walking towards. And I know that I am fully capable of being this person. And even though I haven't felt like her in the past, it's because I was shedding all of these layers. I was shedding these layers that society has put on me, that my family has put on me, and that I put on myself. I'm shedding these old habits and limiting beliefs to make room for this new version of myself. And oh my God, she's amazing. And she's worked so hard to get here. And no one will take that away from her. So I'm calling in this next level right now. I'm calling in the best version of myself right now. And my physical body feels like, and my emotional well-being feels like, or my emotional well-being is. My relationships are. My work and my purpose is. My money and my bank account is. My spirituality is. And these things are so easy for me. It's so easy for me to call in this new reality because it's literally who I am. It's exactly who I'm supposed to be. It's exactly what I'm becoming. And it's such an exciting thought. And I know that in 3 months or 6 months or a year from now, I'm going to look back on this moment and I'm going to thank God I did this damn thing. I'm going to be so grateful for myself. My future self is thanking me right freaking now. Because I know these changes may be difficult. I know there may be obstacles in my way. But I know my future self is so proud of me. And these changes that I make today are going to just come natural to me in 3 months. These changes that I make today are going to be innately me. These changes that I make today are the old version of me. And the old version of me is no longer welcome here. I only have room for the best, highest version of myself. I only have room for excellence. And yes, there will be days that will be difficult, but I will remember my must. I must do these things in order to be the best version of myself. I must create these habits so that I can be happy, so that I can live a fulfilling life. And so I can make my future self so freaking proud. I'm so proud of myself for doing this. And I know it's just the beginning. And so it is. All right, let's take a big breath in. Hold at the top. And when you breathe out, you're going to shake everything. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it all of those old versions of yourself and make room for the new version, the amazing version of yourself. Oh man, that tapping felt so good. So now blow out your candle and make a wish and call in this new version of yourself. You deserve it. You already are this person. This is your highest version, your future self, looking at you now saying, thank you. Thank you for doing all of the things that made your life that much easier. I know it was difficult. I know it was a struggle. I know it wasn't easy. I know you had obstacles and pushback, but you persevered. You did the thing that makes most people weak, and you got through it. And when most people quit, you pushed through. I'm so proud of you that in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, you're going to look back and you could even redo this program and you can say, wow, I've leveled up so much. And now there's a new level, there's a new version. And I can't wait to meet them too. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this presentation. Thank you for doing all the steps to make yourself the best, happiest version of yourself, because this world needs more happy people. And I'm happy that I could facilitate this for you. So go out, be the best version of yourself, and thanks for watching.